So my name is Kainton Tech Pro. We are going to continue from where we stopped in Mergesort algorithm and implementation in Java. So I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe. The reason I always say subscribe is so that when I make something better, you get notified. For instance, I find a simpler way of solving this problem. You easily get notified, and maybe it takes you shorter time to learn. All right, so let's get started. We already know about merge-sort algorithm. So you divide the array into two parts, then you merge-sort the first half, merge-sort the second half, and then you merge them together. So one thing about this algorithm is it is not in place. It is not an in-place algorithm. So that is a downside. It is not in place, meaning that you actually need a temporary array to be able to store these two halves that you already have. You need a temporary array. So let's go to do that. So let's provide a temporary array that will be used for this for merge sorts, for merging, right? Okay. So we're going to specify the temporary array at this point. So let's say int temp. So it's going to actually be the same size with the original array because it has to contain all the elements. So int temp, let's call it temp. All right. And we also okay. So let's see. So Mergesort takes as well temp. So let's provide it here. So provide it. After the array name, we have temp. Okay. What are we mistaken? Okay, so here we are also specifying temp. So all right, so before we actually write the merge function, let me just review and help you understand what is happening in the merge. So let me take another color pen. So let's say we have the two halves that we want to merge. We have these two halves. We have this, and we have this. So when we want to merge it into a bigger array, actually initially we are merging it into the temp array. So how it works is we are going to compare this and this. So this will have an index that actually moves in this way, and this will have an index that moves in this way, right? So let's call this index here, we'll call it right left end, and this one we call it right end. Okay, so this is the left half. This is the left half. This is the right half. So this is the left end of the left half. This is the right end, the end of the left half. So of course we are not interested in the other extreme. We're only interested on this at this end here, right? All right. So now here we have at this place we have what we can call index. So index. So okay. So let's now go to do it in code and let's see how it becomes clearer to us. All right. So the function is going to have a name merge. So let's call it. What am I doing here? Okay. Public void public static void merge. All right. So merge is going to take the array. Okay. An integer array. ARR. Okay. It also takes the temporary array as well, and we need these two indexes, the end of these two indexes of these two arrays. So we have, let's call this one R end, and let's call the other one L end. Actually, let's start with L end. Well, let's write it complete. Left end, right end. All right. So and they're actually going to be integers. So ints, and this is going to be integer. So I already explained to you that these two items, left hand and right hand, represent the beginning of the two arrays that we are trying to merge, because we are merging it in sorted form. So we're always taking from the beginning of the two. That is why we're interested in the left, in the ends of these arrays. Okay. So let's see. Let's use this braces. All right. So the next thing we want to do is to specify left end and right end of the array. So remember that this array is what splits into two. So what it means is that the left end, the start of the left array, will then be the start of the left end of the array was going to be right end plus left end, right end plus left end. It's like I've mixed some things up. So actually this will be right starts. Let's call it right starts instead of calling it right end, so don't get confused. All right, so left end is going to give us, we will equal to right starts, which you already know. Right. Wait, I think I'm mixing things up. So let's see. So we have the left starts right end, left starts right end. So let's use left starts. Right ends. Okay, so let me explain. So right start, left end, left start, right end. So we have, this is left start, left end, right start, right end. So let's just make it clear. So we have right starts, and we have left starts, right and left end. So we have, basically we have the start and the end, right? All right. So now we are talking about, we are taking from the left starts, from this left starts at this point, left starts to right end, to right end. So this is LS, left start to right end. So try to get your head around it. It's quite easy. So now our left end will be right end, right end plus left starts divided by 2. All right. So left end. So the left end will be right start plus right end plus left start divided by 2. So we are talking about this point is what we are trying to capture. This is the left end. So the end of the left is right start plus left start, right ends, which is plus left start. So more like we are taking the midpoint. Okay. So let's now talk. Let's now take the right end in right end, and of course you know that the right end will now be the complete ends of the array. So it's going to be left end plus 1 plus 1. All right. So at this point, right starts, right start, not right end. So it can be a bit confusing, but I think it's quite clear. All right. So the right start, which is at this point, the right start at this point. At this point is going to be left end plus 1. All right. Left end plus 1. Left end this point plus 1 gives us this point. All right. So the next thing we want to do is now specify the size of the array. So in size is equal to right and minus left start plus 1. So I explained to you the size of the array is the right end, the extreme right end, minus left start plus 1, right? Good. So already you know that the right end is at the extreme of the right array, and the left start is at this extreme. So we are simply saying we are simply trying to figure out the size of the whole size of the array plus 1, because we have already subtracted 1 when because we are using 0-based index, so we need to add this plus 1. All right. So we are now going to start comparing elements at the left end, at the left starts, and the right starts. So the left start and the right start, and we are trying to make sure that okay, now I have everything is fine. We need to find a way to keep the indexes. We have these indexes of the right array and the index in the left array. Let me see if I can make some space so I can explain it a bit clearer. Okay, it doesn't work. But I can, let me use another color so that maybe it becomes clearer, white. So, oh no, this does not work. So assuming we have something like this, okay, and we have another one in this way. So we need index here that is moving along here, and we need an index that is moving along here. This index we are going to call it left, and this index we are going to call it right. And in the main array, which is the one we are merging up, we are now going to call this one index. So let's define these 3 items. We are saying that we need int left. This time is going to be left start, so basically we're starting from the left, extreme left. This index is equal to left start. Alright, so left start for sure is the same as the starting of the original array, of the complete array. So while left has not got up to the end, while left is still less than the end, and right is still less than the end of the right array. Okay, so while this happens, it means that we are still somewhere in between. We are still somewhere along this way. We are still somewhere moving along this place. We have not gotten up to the left end or the right end. All right. So now I'm having a logical error here. So I think to correct this, I'd like putting this in braces, and then put another braces here, and then put another braces finally here. Good. So we are now going to check if which one is less, and then we copy it across. So if array ARR of the left, if it's smaller than the ARR of the right, then what we are going to do is to just copy across. So copy across to the temporary array. Now the temporary array is running on index, and just copy it across. This time we are copying across array left. Right? Array left. because that is what is smaller. So you always copy the smaller element across. Okay. One thing I would like to recommend is take some time to write this code yourself and try to make sure it runs. Try to write the main function and test it. The next thing we are going to do is to increase the left index, increase the index. So more like we move after copying, put something here, you just increase the index in this way. And after, because we just copied something from here to here, so you just increase this index to the next one and increase this index to the next one. That is what we just did. And we did this. The reason we did this is because we have that the left is smaller than the right. So meanwhile, else it means that the right is smaller than the left. So we are going to copy the right one. So copy element from the right one. So copy to index, and we are copying an element from array right. Perfect. And then we are increasing right plus plus. All right. So after copying this, we've copied everything on the two arrays at this point. It's possible that we copied everything in these arrays up to this point, and we still have some space in this array, right? And let's say this is 5, this is 5, so and this is 7, this is 5. It means that at that point, this has come to the end, and this one still has 2 because we say 7. So we simply move everything that is remaining into the array. But before we do that, we are simply going to increase the index that we mentioned. Okay. All right. So what next? The next thing we want to do is that we mentioned that there might be some elements remaining in this place. So these two, we simply copy them across. Yeah. So to copy those elements across, we are going to use an array copy function or method available in Java. So we are simply going to say system.array copy. So system.array copy is going to take the array we want to copy. It takes the index, the array we are copying into index as well. So the array, the index, the array, the array, copy from array to temp. Okay, from array left, copy from this array from the left, okay, to into temp, and we are starting from the in temp. We are starting from the index because that is the current place we are, and left and +1. Okay. All right. So after doing this, then simply array. So simply copy the right one as well. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. So let me just copy this one. So array copy. This time we are copying right. Okay. Right. All right. So this time we are saying from the right end +1, and finally we are going to copy all this array, all the elements in the temporary array into the original array. So system.array copy. So the source array is temp. The start position is the left start. The destination array is array the destination position is the left start, and the length of the array is the size. Alright. Remember we calculated size to be in this place. Okay. So basically, what do we have here? I have Mergesort. So let's change this so we don't have any error. Okay. So Mergesort needs temp. So what do we have this temp here giving us error? Okay. Okay. So things. Okay, maybe Mergesort. So we need an array temp, so I'm going to create an array temp ins. Perfect. So everything is gone. So it's an empty array. So int array, int array. So why do we have that error? Let's see. Okay, so okay, we actually wait. Let me see. So I'm actually going to take out. I think all this is going to give me an error, right? Okay, I'm going to fix this. Meanwhile, try to figure out a way to fix it by yourself because I'm actually running out of time. Try to figure out a way to fix it by yourself, but Mergesort in temp. Let's give a second. Let me just figure out if I'm missing out something. Okay, so this temp here, instead of okay, let me just say new. Okay. So I'm going to create this new array. Okay, well, this let's not complicate the matters. So new int array. I'm giving it array dot lengths int. All right. Okay. Let's just carry this one and put it in there. Let's copy and put it in place. Control V. And let's take out this. That will make more sense. Good. So everything is perfectly okay. Try to use this code, run it, and make sure you understand it. Try to create a main function, put in some numbers in an array, and try to solve it and make sure it works. So I'd like to thank you for viewing, and also like to ask you to like my video and also subscribe and leave me a comment if there has been something informative for you.